video. My name's Marie. If you're new here, if you're oldie but goldie, then welcome back. Hi, how are you doing? So today's video, we are going to be making a dessert. And if you don't know, every Sunday is a collaboration with two other British ladies. Tina from Tina's Talk Time and Maria from Maria Crocker. We all three are British, but Tina lives in the north end of England. Maria lives in the south end of England, and I just recently moved to Dallas from Las Vegas. I have been out of England for the last 30 years. Now, if you did just stumble across my video today, I would really appreciate at the end of this video if you pop over to Tina and Maria's videos and support them too. Thanks so much. Let's jump into today's video. Before we jump into the kitchen, I want to share something with you that I thought was absolutely fantastic and could be a great tool for anyone that doesn't like cooking. And it's ChatGPT. Now, I made this recipe when I was in school, so I was around the age of 13. I've made it several times, but over the years, somehow, somewhere, I misplaced my recipe card. And I really wanted to make this recipe for you guys, but I didn't know the baking time, I didn't know the temperature. I was like, how am I going to make this? And I thought, you know what, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to see if he can kick out a recipe for me. So this is what I typed into ChatGPT. Please create a recipe with cooking instructions and cooking time and temperature for hot trifle, including the ingredients custard, meringue, tin fruit, salad, and jam roly-poly. Making the meringue from scratch. So when I said jam roly-poly, I actually meant a Swiss roll cake. So anyway, just to clear that up as we go into the cooking portion. So anyway, this is what it kicked out for me. So as you can see, it gave me the cooking time, the temperatures, how to prepare the dish. It gave me each layer on how to make it, how to assemble it, and then it even gave me serving suggestions. I thought this was great because I'm one of these people that can stand in front of a fridge or a larder and look at all the ingredients and just not know what to put together, how to put a dish together. And I thought, well, now I'll just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I've got tomatoes, onions, mincemeat, I've got potatoes. You kick me out a recipe. I mean, brilliant. Yeah. So anyway, ChatGPT is completely free. I have it installed on my phone and I use it for all kinds of things, but this is the first time I've used it for cooking. So now let's jump into the kitchen. So this recipe is going to be fudged just slightly because I couldn't get hold of all the ingredients, so bear with me. So usually trifles are made in a round dish, so I can't find my round one, so I do have this rectangle one, so that's what we're going to go with today. I also couldn't come across a Swiss roll cake, but I did find these strawberry shortcake rolls. And basically, this is a Swiss roll cake just shrunk down. So I'm going to go ahead and try and use these and see how these work out. Now, this recipe also calls for custard mix. And I did order it on Amazon, but it didn't come in time. It's not coming until tomorrow. So I thought, what can I use? And I'm gonna try this. I don't know whether this is gonna work or not. It does say that you can heat it up as a pie filling. So I'm gonna give this a go. So it's gonna kind of be an American version of a hot trifle. Let's start with the first thing that we need to do. So if you are using a Swiss roll, the recipe does say that you can take these rolls up the side of the dish too. If you've got a taller dish, I'm not going to do that. So now you've got your cake in the dish. Your next thing is going to be a can of fruit salad or fruit cocktail. And you want to literally empty the whole thing, including all the juice. Now, if you noticed, this is where ChatGPT or TP said that you can add sherry, which quite often, you know, you do add sherry into a trifle, but I'm not going to do that. We are literally just going to use all the fruit and the juice in the can. until all in, get all that fruit in there. Spread it all over. Make sure that every person gets one piece of fruit at least. And depending on how big your bowl is, you could use 2 cans. But this should be enough. There we go. The next layer that goes on top of the fruit should be your custard, and this is where I'm going to improvise and use this instant pudding. And this does come in different flavors, which got me thinking, if you don't want to use the vanilla cake with the strawberry and the cream filling, you could go with the chocolate cake, a chocolate Swiss roll, and maybe pears or cherries as the fruit and a different flavored pie filling. But today we're just going to use vanilla. So I'm simply going to follow the instructions on the back of the packet, make some of this vanilla pudding and pour that on top. But if you're in England, use custard, and you can order it on Amazon if you live in America. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. I think it was $10, and like I said, it was supposed to arrive yesterday, but it's going to come tomorrow, so that's going to be too late for this video. So I'm just going to whip this up real quick. Okay, so keep in mind this should be custard. So hot custard would have been poured onto that and it would have filled all the crevices. But because this is cool, I just had to spread it on. So it looks a little different. It would have filled all these little crevices down here. 3 layers are now complete. Now for the last one, which is the meringue. So we are going to use 4 eggs, and we're going to separate those first into a separate bowl. Now, had you been using custard, you could have used the egg yolks and added them into the custard mixture to make them a real nice eggy custard. But because we're not using the custard, I will save the egg yolks for breakfast tomorrow. It calls for 1 cup of caster sugar. I don't have caster sugar, I have granulated, so I'm hoping that the granules are not going to be too heavy that it won't whisk up. So let's see. So I've got my 1 cup of granulated sugar, not caster, and I've also hit a snafu. I don't have cornstarch, I only have baking powder, and you're not supposed to substitute the 2. However, I'm going to. It does say that some people use baking powder in pavlova, but it leaves a more marshmallowy center. So yeah, I'm just gonna put a little bit in. What's the worst that can happen? I don't even know how much was supposed to go in. I'll leave the proper instructions and directions recipe in, well actually I'll do it on the screen, that way you can take a screenshot. Well, let's take you over to the whisking station and see if this will actually indeed whisk. Just so you know, it did not work. Let me show you. It's pretty runny. So the husband's actually at Walmart, so I called him. I asked him to bring some cornstarch home. But also, you can add some vanilla, so I'm going to add some of that to that now. Sit this in the I wonder if I should sit this in the fridge. No, I'm going to leave it at room temperature and then add the cornstarch when he comes home. Okay, so I ditched that first batch and I made up a second batch because the husband brought home cornstarch. But it did the same thing again. Let me show you the consistency of it. It is not stiff peaks. So I don't know what's going on, and I whisked it and whisked it and whisked it till my arm nearly fell off. Anywho, I'm just going to put it on top and see what happens. So let's just drizzle this on top. I don't hold up much hope for this. So it did say do like shapes and swizzles in it, so the top will get brown, but as you can see it's too runny. I'll put it in the oven and well, you know, we'll see what the end result is. Moment of truth, let's have a look. Wow, it's risen. intriguing. Okay, I mean, it's firm to touch, but it looks like it's still, no, it's firm there too. It's really glossy. This is what it looks like from the side. Now, had you did the slices, you would have seen little circles of the cake down the sides. But yeah, let's cut into this and see what you can hear it. Ooh. Oh, does look a little runny. Okay, this is where it could get messy. That's oh, I'm making a right mess of this. Okay, let's give this a taste test. Let me put my camera up. Let's give this a taste test. I want to taste the meringue first. It's crunchy on the top. Let's try this custard. I'm not holding out much hope for this, but you know what? It doesn't taste that different from custard. I don't think it's quite as sweet, but let's take a bit of meringue, a bit of custard, piece of cake, and a piece of fruit. It's very hot. That's good. Now, the lack of sweetness in that vanilla pudding, those cakes make up for the sweetness, because that jam and that cream inside that cake is really sweet. I got a grape there. Oh, I could stand there and eat this now. I did Google how to make a meringue afterwards, and it said you're supposed to add the sugar bit by bit. So I think that's why it wasn't thickening up and I could do my little peaks. But you know what? I'm happy with this. Yeah, I'm happy with this. So I'd store it on the side, and then when you want it, you know, tomorrow, just zap it in the microwave for a little bit. It won't taste quite the same, but I'm very happy with this meringue. Now, the really bad thing about this whole production is that my husband will not touch this with a barge pole. He does not like this, so I'm gonna have to eat it all, aren't I? Wow. Anywho, this was a short video from me. I hope you did enjoy it. I will continue with my vlogs. You seem to be enjoying those moving in vlogs. I'm not putting out too much Christmas content. I still, to this day, have not found the legs for my tree. Haven't got a clue where they are, so it looks like we're gonna go without a tree this Christmas. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please pop over to Tina and Maria's videos now. See what dessert they've made. Say hello from me, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I will see you during the week. I might do an extra vlog next week. I'll see you for now. Bye.